Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use PowerPoint. Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on PowerPoint. So what is PowerPoint? PowerPoint is one of the programs of Microsoft Office, okay, developed by the company Microsoft. So it's mostly used for presentations, it's mostly used for display, it's mostly used for preparing slides. Okay, so I'm just going to be going straight to the point. If you don't have it installed, please install it, or if you have it installed, you can simply go to your Windows. I'll simply close this. You can go to your Windows and search for PowerPoint. Okay, and click on blank presentation, and here we have it. Okay, so PowerPoint is very useful, like I said, for presentations. It's useful to display or using animated slides or something of that nature. So if you look at everything here in the screen, you can see some demarcations in the screen here. Okay, so this topmost part of the screen is known as the quick access bar. Okay, the quick access bar. Over here we have save, we have search, we have the title of the PowerPoint document. Here we have minimize, we have restore, and we have close. Okay, so over here we have what we know as the ribbon. The ribbon consists of tabs. Okay, so we have home, we have insert, we have draw, we have design, transition, animation, slideshow, record, review, view. Okay, occasionally maybe if you insert something like table, some more tabs are going to pop up here. Okay, so over here we have the presentation stroke document area. Okay, over here we have the presentation stroke document area. Okay, then over here we have where we have where the slides are going to be. Okay, so if I were to add another slide here, say a new slide, for example, you can see another slide has been added here. Okay, so if you have 20 slides, this is where all the 20 slides are going to appear. So I'll just delete this. Sorry. Okay, so over here we also have what we know as the notes. Okay, notes, the notes plane. Okay, the notes area. Okay, where if you want to add a little note about anything, I can just say something like this is the first slide, maybe just to remind yourself of something, or like making a comment. Then lastly we have what we call the status bar. Okay, so the status bar will display things like the number of slides and the number of slides you are currently on, the zoom in and zoom out, if you want to zoom it in and zoom out, or just prefer to leave it at the default here. And we have reading view, we have slide sorter, and comments, and so many other things here. So PowerPoint is very easy to use, and it's also very simple. Okay, so normally the first slide in the PowerPoint is simply known as the introduction slide. Okay, the introduction slide. So it's let's say you want to create something like a travel, we can say a travel slide, okay, we can say places, for example, to travel to. Okay, so we can, let me just remove this X. Okay, right click and I paste this. Okay, places to travel to. So if you want to increase the font size in PowerPoint, is very simple. I can even delete this. I don't think we need this. Delete this out. Backspace. So if we want to create increase the font size, okay, so it's very simple. We can simply copy this. So to type something, you simply make sure that the cursor is where you want to type. Okay, so we can say places to travel to, round the world. Okay, so let's say since this is the introduction slide, I can simply copy this. Now to increase the font size or the font text size, like I've already said, you go to Home tab and you go to this font section, and we can make it maybe 40 or 48. Okay, we can also change the font type to maybe this area around it, and we can change the color also. Okay, so places to travel around the world. Okay, so this is the title of our slide. All right, and we can duplicate this slide, or we can create another slide. Okay, so there are other ways we can align this text here to the center by coming to this paragraph here, and we can put it in the middle. Okay, there are also other ways we can change the background and the design of this tab or this slide, and we'll be going into that as time goes on. Okay, so we'll be going into that. Let me just take it one step at a time. So we have successfully increased the font size, and also we have successfully changed the font color. Okay, so if you want to do anything related to font, you can come to this Home tab and come to this place, this section known as font. You can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can make it underlined, you can even change it to capital letter, or you can capitalize it. Okay, and I'll just leave it very simple. So that's how to use adding text and deleting text. So to delete the text, you just simply hover where you want to delete. Say I want to delete this, the world, I can say Europe. Okay, so I've successfully deleted and added. Okay, so now before we open another slide, I just want to show you guys how to save a PowerPoint document. Okay, so to save a PowerPoint document, you simply come to File and you go to Save As, and you browse where you want to save your document. So there are a variety of directories or folders here, or sections in your computer where you can save your document. Okay, so we just save this as a sample. We rename it Sample PowerPoint. Okay, and we save it. So now we have successfully saved our PowerPoint. We can go ahead and close it and open it again. So when we close it and when we open it again, to open it, you simply go to where you saved it and you right click or you double click. So just right click and you press open, or you click open, and our PowerPoint is successfully saved as where we left it. Okay, we added Europe, so we can change this to world. Okay, so now there's a simpler version, or there's a simple way to save your document without actually going to the file or this longer process. So you can use Control S, Control S, Control S, Control S. So I would simply, you can use Control S. So Control plus S. Okay, to save your document. So I'll be attaching some shortcuts to shortcut files to the description of this video, all the possible shortcut in PowerPoint. But I would suggest, if you're starting up, you're very new to PowerPoint, you're new to computers, you can continue using the Save As or simply Save. You can also use this alternatively in the quick access bar. Press the Save, but I think Control S would be faster. So this is for the introduction slide. Now if you want to add another slide in PowerPoint, you can simply come to the first slide and you right click and you click on what? New slide. Okay, new slide. Now if you don't want to click on the new slide and you want to duplicate this slide, that's, you want to copy it and paste it into a new slide, or you want another version of this slide in another slide, you can simply right click and click on duplicate slide. Okay, in this case we don't want that, so we can simply press Ctrl Z Okay, so Control Z is another shortcut. Control Z is another shortcut to restore to previous version. Okay, so take example, I highlight this text, or let's say I highlight this version and I delete it. Okay, and I made a mistake. I can simply press Ctrl Z. Okay, and what do? I have successfully restored the previous version before I deleted the text, okay, or anything. Okay, so even if I were to delete this, I can press Ctrl Z and I've successfully brought it back. Okay, so I'll just use Ctrl S to save this slide and what we have done so far. Okay, so places to travel around the world. We have successfully opened another slide, and we can just add something into the slide. We can say list of continent you can travel to. Okay, and I'll just maintain the blue we have successfully used. Now to make sure that you have changed the color. To change the color of all the text, what do? You simply highlight it, you left click, you come to the end of the text, you left click, and you drag the highlight or the section of the text you want to change the color, and you go to the font tab, home font tab, and you change it to the blue like we have changed it. You can also make it bold and change it to the font that we used, okay, in the beginning slide. So I think is this area rounded. Okay, so we can also align a text to the left, right, or center. Okay, so take example, this is aligned to the center. Okay, so how do you align text? You simply copy the text and you go to paragraph. Okay, you can see a paragraph section here. When you go to home and you go to paragraph, you can align it to the left, you can align it to the right, you can justify it, and you can align it to the center. So we'll just leave it to the center due to the fact that this is the introduction slide, and we'll go to the next slide. So list of continents you can travel to. Okay, so what are list of continents you can travel to? Number one, we can say Europe. Okay, we can also say Africa. We can also say North America. We can also say South America. We can say Australia stroke Oceania. Let's just say Australia, and we can say Asia. And lastly, can we travel to Antarctica? I'll just leave it at this. Okay, so these are list of habitable continent you can travel to. Okay, so list of continents you can travel to. We have listed Europe, Africa, North America, Australia. Okay, so this will be very useful for the rest of the slides. Okay, so I can duplicate this slide to go to the next slide. Let's say I duplicate this. Okay, so I start with things like let's say Europe. Okay, I come here, I delete it. Now if you notice, when you create a new slide, you see two boxes. Okay, so the first box is always like the title box, and the second box is always like the content box. Okay, so if you notice also, the second box is always on list. Okay, like I said, PowerPoint is used for presentations, so it will be very useful if you just change if this is by default and list. Okay, to be very easy to present your points. Okay, so we can also change this. You can remove it from being a list actually. So if you come to paragraph, you would see some some icons here at the top. This is ordered list. Ordered list, sorry, does not have a number. Okay, so if you want to change this to numbers, you have unordered list. So there are two types of lists in PowerPoint. We have ordered numbered list and unordered numbered list. So this is unordered numbered list, does not have a number. There are also other versions of the unordered list, okay, also fanciful version. So we can leave it at this, and we can also remove it from being a list. We can make it ordered list. So ordered list has numbers, has Roman numerals, and has different sequence that it shows. Okay, this is after this and this is after this. Okay, so we'll just leave it by default on what we use, but you can explore on ordered list and ordered list. Okay, we can also make this align to the center, align to the left, right, justified, or align to the left. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. We can also increase the line spacing. Okay, increase the line spacing. How do we do that? We come here and we can increase the line spacing by 2.0, by 1.5. So I can just leave it at default 1.0. okay, so if I were to change it to 2.0, sorry, if I were to change it to 2.0, you can see there's enough space. I'll leave it at 1.0. So we'll go to Europe. Now this is the next slide. Now I also want to show you guys how to add images, okay, in PowerPoint. I'll show you guys how to add images. So you can add images by two different ways. Okay, the first way is to add image from your computer. The second way is to add image from online sources. So I'm gonna be doing the two. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the two. So we'll just, to add an image, you go to insert, and you go to pictures, and you choose where you want to add the image from. In this case, I want to add the image from my device, from my computer. I can choose this device, okay, and I can go to download. I would have preferred an image of Europe. Okay, so we can, let me just use this. We can use this image. Okay, so this is just a flyer for a learning platform, and you can actually move the pictures. So if you notice, there are about so many dots here: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so if you want to increase the general size of the image, you can either use the dots at the four edges, 1 2 3 4. Okay, you can either use the dot at the four edges. Okay, but if you want to increase the left side of the image, or you want to stretch the image, you can use the dot at the center of the left hand side or the right hand side. So I want to increase the left hand side, I stretch the image. I want to increase the right hand side, I also stretch the image. Okay, so I can drag this down, and you can see it fits our entire slide very well. Okay, so we can also insert image from online sources. Okay, I'll just duplicate this slide, and what's the next thing here? Africa. So I can say Africa, and to delete this, I click on it and I use backspace. Okay, Ctrl Z, I click on it, I hover over it, I click on it, and I use what? Backspace. So we can add an image from online sources. How do we do that? We go to insert, also we click on pictures, and we click on online pictures. So some pictures are going to pop up, but to do this you must be connected to the internet. You must have a running internet connection. So I can search for, let's say, Africa. If we're gonna see Africa, I can search for Africa. So we can search for Africa. I'm just going to be using this map here. Let me use this one. Oh, this is cool. So it's downloading, and you can see this is our picture of Africa, our image of Africa. We can increase the size, we can increase the left hand size. I'll just leave it as it is, so that it doesn't overlap the title here. Okay, I can delete this. I can delete this, and I can bring this to the center. I can align this to the center. So to align it to the center, you can copy the highlight the text, and you go to paragraph, go to home, go to paragraph, and you align it to the center. So I'm using MS PowerPoint 2021. So if you're using a lower version, an older version, or a newer version, you might have a different interface. Okay, it might be less advanced or more advanced. Okay, but I think all the tabs and configurations are basically the same. The icons might be newer and different, but they are basically the same. Okay, so we go to the next thing. We can sorry, okay, we go to the next thing. Working with templates. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to insert something like a template into your PowerPoint design. So to do that, let's see, North America, sorry, okay, to do that you simply go to the design tab, okay, where we have the design tab here, and we can click on this themes. Okay, you can click on themes, go to the themes. So there are a whole lot of designs here, but we can choose something fancy, something beautiful. Let me see. Oh, I love this one. So we can choose this. It does not really reflect something like a travel, so let's use something that would look let me see. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. Well, let's explore more. I like this. So we have some rockets, or yeah, something of that nature. So you can explore themes, you can explore themes, you can explore more themes. There are a whole lot of themes here. You can explore it, and don't forget to control save or save your file to save your slides. Now if you notice something, our theme here is conflicting with the color. So in design, it's always good to use like a bright color on top a dark color, or a dark color on top a bright color. So I can just change this to a brighter color. I go to the home tab and I use like white. It's not bad. Then I change this also to white, so that we'll be able to see our slide here. Okay, I change this to white also. I change this to white. North America. Oh, what did I do? Okay, this is the title, sorry. So we change this to white also. Now in this North America, we can add something very different. We can add like cities in North America or countries in North America. So this is just a slide, a dummy slide about travel. So we can put something like United States. We can put something like Canada. We can put something like Jamaica. Okay, so I copy this and I make it white, and I increase the font maybe to 28. and I give it a very fanciful list here. Okay, so these are the cities we can explore in our sample slide presentations here if we are in North America. So I'll duplicate the slide while we go on with okay. So there's also something called transition. Okay, transition. So if you want to make your each of your slide sort of slide in, rotate, you can as well do that. Okay, so how do we add this transition? We simply go to transition tab here, and we can check each of the transition types here. So we have fade, we have push, we have wipe, we have split, we have reveal. Now this transition is done when you're going from one slide to another. That's you're transitioning from one slide, you're transferring from one slide to another. Okay, that's where this transition is being done. Okay, so take example, we use this push. You can see that. So if we go to the next slide, push. Yes, so you can see that we have been able to add transition to this slide. Okay, I've been able to add transition to this slide. So if we want to add transition to this other slide, we do the same thing. If we want to add transition to this other slide, we do the same thing, push, and this, push, and this. Let's say we'll add another one, split, and we add another one here. There are a whole lot of transition here all over. So I come from here, I go to this slide, 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 I go to this slide. Now these transitions are going to be effective if we use the slideshow. So to use the slideshow, I will just use the slideshow is like when you want all the slide to play, okay, at the same time, or not necessarily at the same time, in a sequential manner, one after each other. So when you open a slideshow, you can use either the left hand on the keyboard, the left hand arrow on the keyboard, or the right hand arrow on the keyboard, or down or up arrow on the keyboard. Okay, so how do you use the slideshow? You go to slideshow, okay, from home, you go to slideshow, and you see something like play from the beginning or play from current slide. So we want it to play from the beginning. Okay, so if you play from the beginning, it plays from the first slide. Okay, that's the beginning slide, the introduction slide. So this is where we have places to travel around the world, and I use the left, and you can see we have a transition playing. We also have a transition playing. And you can see this other one is quite different. Okay, so I will just escape and go back to the next thing. So we are also going to be talking about animations. How do you add animations? Animations is mostly for the text. Okay, mostly for the text. So to add animations, you can simply copy this text, for example. So animations, if you have watched some, you get into a website, you get into you want to present something very fanciful. Okay, so you watch some text moving, some text maybe writing on their own, or some text having some different form of movement. Those are all animations. So to add an animations, you copy the text and you go to animations tab, and you can add an animations to the text just like you have added to the slide. So I can say fly in, you can see that, or I can say float in, or I can say split, or I can say swipe, or I can say zoom in, or I can use like this other one. So I'll just leave something simple. I can say grow and turn. Alright, so in this other title here, I can also do something. I copy this from home, I go to animations, and what do? I can say shape, or let me use something like a slide, split. Okay, so I go to the next one, which is Europe. I can say grow and turn. For example, I go to the next one, which is Africa. I can say bounce. Okay, I go to the next one, which is North America. I can say zoom. I go to the next one. Oh, okay, we duplicated this, so this should be South America. South America. So in South America, which countries do we have there? I think we have Brazil. We have Panama. I think so. We have Chile. Okay, so I'll add an animation here. I copy this, and let's say I add something like this. Okay, so that's how to use animations. You can also use it for the body of your PowerPoint slide, or you can use it anywhere that involves text. Okay, so you can explore the animations tab, and if you want to remove the animation, you can simply, like, want to remove animation on this South America, you can simply come to the animations tab and click on this down button and click on none. So no animations, or all animations here are automatically removed. Okay, all animations here are automatically removed. So I would go to the next slide. I will duplicate this, and what other continent do we have? We have Australia. So next things I want to show you guys how to add an image, or sorry, a video. Okay, so we have successfully added images here. I want to show you guys how to add a video. So I will just erase this out, and I'll show you guys how to add both videos and audios. Okay, so I'll just change it from Australia to how to add a video. Okay, so to add a video, you simply go to insert, okay, and you go to video, okay, where they have the media section here. So I'll click on videos. So I'll first of all upload videos from my system, from my computer, and I'll show you guys how to upload videos from online resources. So I'll click on videos, and I have a video of Australia here. You can see I've successfully added the video. I can even play it. All right, so that's how to add a video. Okay, so maybe you want to add a video to your presentation. You guys are doing field work, you guys are doing accounting, you're doing tech, you're doing basically anything. So in as much as it's a video, we can as well expand it as how we expanded our pictures here. Okay, so we can expand the video by dragging the edges of we can drag it around. By dragging the edges, we can also stretch the video to the right and to the left. Okay, so now the video fits all four corners, or we can just make it put it to the center, make it contained. So this is how to add video from your computer. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to add a video. I'll just duplicate this slide. How to add a video from online sources. Okay, I'll just simply delete this. To delete, you just click on the file and use the backspace. So how do we add videos from online sources? We go through the same process: insert, and we go to videos, and we go to stock videos. So what are stock videos? Stock videos are simply uploaded videos to different websites that are copyright free. Okay, so you can use it for basically anything you want without getting sued or having copyright infringement. So I'll just click on this nature's video here, which matches our travel video. Wait for it to download. So you notice the video covered the entire screen. Okay, we don't want that. I can simply click on the video here, and as usual we go to the edge of the video and shrink it down a little bit and drag it to anywhere of our choice. So we can put it on the left. So we can even play the video, and you can see, although there's no audio in this video, but it's a video and it's playing just well. Okay, so this is how to add videos from online sources. Okay, so you can explore online videos from other directories. Maybe if you have a URL of your choice, you can input the URL here, or maybe from your YouTube or anything. Okay, so that's for videos. Let me show you guys how to add audios. So it's simply the same process, how to add an audio file. So I come here and I click this, I delete this out, I go to insert, I go to audio, audio on my PC, and I just use this Cricket music box. So I can actually play the audio here. So it's gonna show like this. You can play it, you can adjust it. Let me just increase the size. So how to add an audio file. Okay, so it's basically the same process. You can also record an audio. I can call this sample. Okay, so we stop this and you can exploit. Okay, so that's it for the audios and the videos. And we go to the next thing. We try to see how we can insert a smart art. Okay, so I will duplicate this slide and I will say I'll just call this Australia. I think in our dummy presentation here, where are we? Okay, we're in Australia, correct. So I'll delete this out. Okay, did I spell this correctly? Australia. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to use a smart art. So to use a smart art, we go to insert, and we can see what we call smart art here. So we'll click on the smart art and choose any smart art of our choice. So now smart art are very useful in presentations. Okay, so take example, I just want to use, maybe present 3 cities in Australia here. I can come here with 3 travel cities, something like that. I can look for a diagram that represents 3 different places. Pyramid. Let me look for something very, what can I use here? Okay, let me use this, and I click on OK. So I've inserted 3 different cities. Okay, I can insert 3 different cities here. So let's just say I call this city A, I call this city B, and I call this city C. Okay, so you can even add different, you can change the smart art styles. So this is 3D. I think this looks cool. Okay, so we have successfully added city A, city B, city C. So I don't like this. I can change the color. Remember, to change the color of a text, you highlight the text, you go to home, and you choose the color of your choice. So I do the same thing here. We copy this and we give it A. We even make it bold. I'll make it bold. So just in case you don't see this pop up here, you can go through the traditional way, A, and we'll make it bold. Okay, so we have successfully added 3 cities here: city A, city B, and city C. Okay, so this is one of the ways to use smart art. So there are a variety of smart art you can use, so just explore each of the smart art and see. Okay, so I'll duplicate this and I'll show you guys how to like add a chart. So I'll delete this smart art out. Am I correct? And what's next in our okay, Asia. All right, so I think the last one here is Asia. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to add a chart. Now a chart can be used to compare items, can be used to compare two things together, and it has this horizontal lines kind of. So charts are mostly used in Excel, but we can also use them in PowerPoint. Okay, so this is an example of a chart, this is an example of a chart, this is an example of a chart. So category 1, category 2. So let's say I insert this. Okay, wait, so I think we'll have an Excel pop-up like what I said here. So an Excel has been created to make sure that this is being inserted here. Okay, so it's mostly using Excel, but you can use it if you have an Excel file you want to present. You can put it in a graphical form. So one good thing with chart is that it's easier to present and also visualize. So it's easier to present and visualize. It's easier to present and visualize. So we can easily visualize category 1, series 1, series 2, series 3. This is 100%, this is 80, 60, and all that. Okay, so this is how to use chart in PowerPoint. Okay, this is how to use chart in PowerPoint. So I would also show you guys how to use tables. So I duplicate this slide and I call this tables. I delete this out. Now to use a table, tables can also be used for visualization sort of, but it's only very limited to graphical format. So I'll give an example of a table. An example of a table, if you know the traditional calendar where you have the table head, which is Monday to Sunday or Sunday on to Monday, and we have like from 1 to 31 or from 1 to 29 or 28 in the case of being February. So tables can be used to list like employee names, employee ID, something of that nature. Okay, so let's just okay, to insert the table, we just simply go to insert and we go to table. So one thing I want to mention about table is that table is divided into what we call rows and columns. Okay, so rows are the horizontal part of the table, columns are the vertical part of the table, and cells are the boxes in the table. So take example, I want to create a table with 3 columns, okay, and 4 rows. All right, so if I were to come here and shift this down, I increase this a little bit, I increase this a little bit. So I've successfully created 3 rows, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 3 rows and 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the good thing about table is that table contains a cell. So each of these cells you can input what you want to input there. So I can say employee name, employee number, and employee address. Okay, this is just example. So employee name I can use let's say Clement. Employee number I can use 001 for example. Employee address I can say New York. Employee name, I can say Sarah. Employee number, I can say 002. Employee address, I can say Texas. We'll correct that later. Employee name, I can say Rita. Employee number, I can say 003. Employee address, I can say London. Let's take example, this is like a multinational company. So this is one of the uses of table, and we can use table to visualize or as well present, not necessarily visualize. Okay, this is the perfect way to visualize as well, present data in a tabular format. Okay, so each of these boxes here, like we have employee name Clement, Sarah, each of these boxes is known as a cell. Then each of this horizontal arrangement here, vertical arrangement here is known as a column. So we have 1, 2, 3 columns, like I've already said. Then each of this horizontal arrangement is known as a column, or a row. So employee name, employee number, employee address is 1 column. Clement 001 New York is 2 columns. So 1 is 2 rows, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 rows collectively, okay, and 3 columns. Okay, so in a case where we have presented we have already put in 3 columns and 3 rows, okay, 4 rows, sorry, and 3 columns. I want to add more rows, or even want to delete. How do we do that? So we can come here. If we want to add more rows, let me just highlight the last row, and we right click, and we go to, where do we go to? Can we select this table? So we select this and we just right click, and when we right click, we can go to select table. We can come here, sorry, and we'll see a pop-up known as insert. So when we click insert, we can choose to either insert a row above this row here or below. So I'll just choose below. Okay, insert rows below. So we have successfully insert a row below, and we can add something here. Let's just say I add another guy. I can say Chris. I can say 004, and I can say Minnesota. Okay, so we can also add a row, another column here by doing the same thing. So we go to insert, and we can add columns to the right or columns to the left. So I'll choose the right. So we can add whatever we want here, and I don't want to add anything. We can also delete it. So how do we delete it? We highlight the row, we right click, and we delete. So delete columns. We highlight the columns, and we delete columns. Okay, so we can just expand this and drag this up. So this is one of the ways you can use table. So you can use it and display transactions, losses, gains, profit, revenue, and all that. Okay, so we go to the next thing. I want to show you guys how to add what we know as hyperlink. Okay, hyperlink. So I'll call this hyperlink. Backspace. So hyperlink. So hyperlink is used to how will I say it? Hyperlink is used to link between internally between the slides, or externally maybe to a website. So I can give an example. Click to go to slide 1. Okay, click to go to slide 1. I'll just change this to a different color, white. Let me give it a different color. Let's say red or yellow. I make it bold, and I give it like 28. So how do we add an internal hyperlink? So we can add an internal hyperlink by highlighting this, I will right click, I will right click, and we choose hyperlink here. So we see hyperlink. So I can make this go to, let's say, the first slide. What did I put here? To slide 1. That's correct. So we'll go to place document. And what is slide 1? This is a slide 1. Okay, and I tap OK. Oh, so it only affected this go. Let me just remove the hyperlink. Sorry about that. Okay, hyperlink. We're doing this again. So go to slide 1. Remember, link to, place in this document, then wherever you want to link it to. In this case, I want to link it to slide 1. So when this is clicked, okay, and if I were to open this link, you can see it has gone straight to slide 1. Okay, let me do it again. I right click and I open this link. It has gone straight to slide 1. So it does not have to be slide 1. You can do it for any slide. So let's just say I edit this link and I wanted to go to maybe South America slide. I can say go to South America slide. So the name of what you give this link does not really matter. I'm just doing this for demonstration purpose. So go to South American slide. We'll right click and we go to hyperlink, and this is South American slide. Place this document. So if we were to open it now, open link, we're going to straight to what, South America. Okay, so guys, that's how to add internal hyperlink. Okay, so I think we have a different page here. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to add external hyperlink. So I would call this external hyperlink. Okay, so to add external hyperlink, we go through the same process, and we copy this link and we go to hyperlink. So we have a pop-up, so we can say existing file or web page, and we can put the name of the web page here. So I'll just use YouTube. I'll use www.youtube.com. okay, and I will just click OK. So if I were to open this hyperlink now, our browser is going to open, our browser is going to pop up, and would have youtube.com. okay, we would have youtube.com. okay, so we have YouTube open here. So this is just a pop-up. We can search for basically anything. Okay, so it doesn't have to be YouTube. You can link it up to Facebook, you can link it up to edit link, you can link it up to any URL of your choice, your personal website, your blog website. You can say visit my blog website or see this website for reference. Okay, so guys, that's how to use hyperlink. Okay, internal hyperlink and external hyperlink. Okay, so you can see that Microsoft PowerPoint is not as tedious as how you have viewed it if you have never had an idea on how to use it. So it's a very simple process. You get used to presenting and all that. So another thing I've not mentioned is that you can rearrange any slide to your choice. Okay, so how do you rearrange any slide to your choice? That's the arrangement of any slide. So this is slide 3, for example, and what do we have here? We have Europe. I can rearrange this slide. You just left click, hold on to left click and hold, and I can rearrange this slide here to Europe to 5. Sorry, I can rearrange Africa to 4. I can even rearrange 1 to the last slide. Okay, so if we were to go to the first slide now, we don't have the introductory slide. Okay, but I'll just keep things as it is, but in case you make a mistake or you want to rearrange your slide, that's a very easy way to to do it. Okay, so last but not the least, there's a way you can review everything that you have done in your slide. Okay, just in case you have something like a mistake, a grammatical error, so you can go to the review tab and you can check something like spelling. So when you check spelling, you can see there are some suggestions here for some words. So I think Jamaica here is highlighting because Jamaica is not in, doesn't start with a capital letter. So I can use one of the suggestions here and change, or I can simply ignore if I want to leave it like that. So I will change it here. It goes to the same thing. Panama is not in a capital letter. I change it. It goes to city. City, there's no space between city and A, so I can choose the suggestion here and change. And it goes to New York is not in a capital letter, I change. It goes to Sarah is not in a capital letter, I change. And you can see our spell check is 100% complete. So the system here is built in with so much redundancy that you can check all these things, proofread before you have your presentation. So don't also forget to use Ctrl S or to save this manually. Okay, you can still use save as, browse, and this is going to override what you already have. Okay, or you can simply use this button here to save. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I'll be attaching a shortcut or a cheat sheet to the description of this video, listing all the possible shortcuts in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so another thing I have not really mentioned is how to use this replace, okay, or find. So you have like maybe a 2040 slide presentation, and you want to find something. So let's say I want to find the word Africa. Okay, I go to home and I go to find Africa. So I would say find, and I can say match case find. Oh, sorry. Find. So I've been able to find where? Africa. Okay, so this is one. Find next. This is Africa. So we have two Africa in the entire slide. Okay, so what's the purpose of this? Just in case you want to change Africa to something else, okay, you can manually do that, or you can use what? Replace. So take example, I want to do the same thing. I want to change Africa to something else. I will say replace. So find Africa anywhere we have Africa and replace it with what? Let's say African continent. Okay, and I'll use what? Replace all. So everywhere Africa is now in this document or in this our slide has been changed to what? African what? Continent. So let's take a look. This has been changed. I think we have one more. This has also been changed. Okay, so there are a whole lot of things you can do with the find and the find next, and use the review tab to at least proofread. And you can also add a comment. So you can add a comment to this. For example, we can add a comment here, new comment. So I can add a comment like this. If you click, for example, it takes you to a website. Okay, and I type enter, or I use this manually. So this will be like an indicator. If you click this, it takes you to a website. Okay, if you click this, it takes you to a website, or you can add any kind of comment that you want. So I'll just delete this comment, it's not useful here. So we can use the MS PowerPoint to do a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so we have other tabs here. We have home, we have insert, we have draw. Okay, we have design, we have transition, we have animation, we have slideshow, we have record, we have review and view. Okay, so this view tab is also very good, but not so necessary. Okay, if you're just starting out Microsoft PowerPoint, okay, Microsoft Office. So what can we use this view for? So we can use this view tab. For example, we want to change the view of this uh, slide, for example. So we have gone to view and I want to change the view. So if you notice, this is the normal view. We can do outline view. Okay, we can do sorting view. This is like a grid view. We can do notes page. We can do reading view. Okay, so I'll just leave it at normal. Okay, so we have gray sky color, Ctrl Z, back to color view. Okay, so this view tab you can explore and check on all that. Okay, we have the record tab also here. We have the transition. So basically we have covered all what you need to get started. Another thing to mention is that you can also change this design in case you don't like it. So how do you do that? You go to design and we can change it to anything of our choice. Okay, so it has been changed. Okay, we can as well change it to something simpler. I'll just leave it how it is. So I'll also be attaching this slide to the description of this video, but it's good to try it out if you're just starting out in MS Word. Okay, so guys, that's it for the MS PowerPoint tutorial, and I would love to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.